Did you know that you can shine poop? That's actually a thing. Like, you can take it, roll it up into a ball, and shine it. And it looks good, like a cue ball. You know?
You just put water on it. Same thing with mud.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's not entirely the whole of it. There's, like, more of it, like a technique to it. But we're not going to talk about shining crap.
Did you say the bulk of it or the bowl of it?
Bulk.
No, there's more to it. What did I say? I don't know.
I think you said bowl.
I didn't say bowl.
I'm
I for sure
bullshit.
didn't say. I don't know what I said. To be honest.
To be honest. You say to be honest a lot.
Well, honest. I guess I'm just honest, bro.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, I guess that's just more like a filler, to be honest.
Yeah.
I said that on purpose that time.
Yeah, I know.
So
But yeah. So
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So if you guys can't tell, I'm sick. Yeah. It's not COVID.
Yeah.
I got a test done and it came back negative. It was actually pretty quick too. They brought the test kit out to my house. It was this nice lady. She gave it to me. She told me what to do. I actually had a phone call with this, like, not pharmacist, but like some sort of lady that led me through the process. I just stick it to the back of my throat. I haven't done one of those ones. And then I had to like rub it around and like gagged like 3 times. And that was fun, but it came back negative. So
cool, dude.
I'm happy about that.
So Mark is just really sick without having COVID.
I mean, I'm not really sick. I'm just sick. Sick enough to, not show up to things.
Oh my gosh, bro.
What was I going to look up? I was going to look something up and I never did.
It's not a toilet seat. It's a...
No, it wasn't for it because it was...
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, too. I wanted to keep that in the back of my head.
Which one?
It's not a toilet seat. It's a beacon of freedom.
It's a beacon of freedom. All of his jokes were stupid jokes.
It was bad on purpose.
Yeah, but everybody's jokes were kind of
Yeah.
bad.
Especially,
I get you're supposed to kind of laugh at him as just how much of an idiot and, like, asshole he is. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't care for the execution.
Yeah, John Cena, like, the thing is, when you have a character like that, I mean, I think...
John Cena's the perfect guy for a character like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it is. I think he is, because you would expect him to play this, like, not necessarily... How am I trying to put this? You'd expect him to play a more put-together character, but his character is kind of, like, weird and just kind of all over the place.
I mean, they're all weird.
They are.
In bad ways.
Okay. The Weasel?
Yeah. These are real characters. They're not made up. These are real comic book characters that they brought in for a reason.
Rocket?
Because they're so retarded that they just wanted to kill them.
I understand that they are real characters. They killed everyone off. Spoiler alert. They killed everyone off in the beginning.
It's called the Suicide Squad. And they're new characters that are shitty enough that no one's going to care if they die.
Yeah.
Except for Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I was like, Captain Boomerang, he was actually one of the cool ones.
That pissed me off.
Dude, when that happened, I was like...
such a sour taste in my mouth when the movie started. I'm like, I'm going to hate the rest of this based off of what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
And I was right.
Yeah. So...
At least writing-wise.
So also, okay, when the Javelin guy started speaking, immediately I was like, wait, that's Flula.
It's Flula Board, yeah.
And I was like, what? Wait, where do I know Flula from? Because I know him from something, but I don't know what.
Yeah. He had a really nice moment where he's like, take my javelin or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, give it to, or something, bring it to, and then he dies. And I'm this is a kind of a nice moment. And then what do? They ruin it with a joke. I'm like, he's kind of have a little bit of a character there. But I mean, I could see Harley doing that, though.
Yeah, because that's Harley's character.
Yeah, but still,
it makes sense.
Everybody's a bit jokey in this movie.
Yeah, everybody's kind of a bit wonky.
Except for Bloodsport. Or Bloodsport?
Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Yeah. Bloodshot is the really bad Vin Diesel movie.
Bloodsport. I like that.
Who was Will Smith in the last one?
Deadshot.
He was Deadshot. That's
so he was basically Bloodsport, but with only guns.
Yeah.
And
they just had another.
Yeah. They just. Yeah. I can't remember if Will Smith didn't want to do it, or he couldn't do it, or the script went through so many changes that he was written out and written back in. I know at one point Deathstroke was supposed to be the leader instead of Bloodsport, but they ended on Bloodsport for some reason.
Interesting. And then they had this whole thing in the beginning with the old guy for absolutely no reason.
You mean Michael Rooker?
Yeah. What was his significance in the entire film? There was
what were the significance of any of those characters at the beginning?
That's true.
They are literally a diversion that is supposed to. They're supposed to die. They're a diversion for the main team to get on the island.
Yeah.
That's their entire purpose.
Yeah.
I just hoped that. I watched the trailer and I'm like, I know everybody's probably gonna die. And some people died I didn't care for. I was like, fine, great, go ahead, die. And then some were like, you killed like the only sliver of hope this movie had based in its actors.
Yeah.
And it put such a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay, for me, the whole entire plot point of, we gotta go kill the starfish. We gotta go kill the big starfish with an eye that controls people with its, Yeah,
but you don't find out what it does until like an hour in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but
that's fine, who cares? He was in the trailer, so it wasn't even a surprise.
There you go.
They gave away the entire movie in the trailer. Every typical scene was in the trailer.
Oh, I didn't see the trailer.
There wasn't even like a single surprise from what was shown. Besides like the comedy, which wasn't comedy.
Yeah, I didn't even see the trailer.
You didn't need to.
But yeah, I didn't. I'd say it was okay. You know?
I told you I went in with average expectations and I came out thinking what I thought it was going to be. Average.
Slightly disappointed,
but I'm like, it has good bits. It was really pretty.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of pretty, Harley's part when she was killing all the guards after she escaped.
Yeah, exactly. The cinematography of the movie is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And the choreography of like the action bits, they're not like I'm spoiled with loving John Wick.
Uh-huh.
So if you have action like that, and then you have action like a superhero movie, which is quick cutting to hide the stunt double, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And just people like quick cutting because they think fast is better. But it's I mean, like, for the context of what it was and the type of movie it was, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
The cinematography and then the actors, I think, did great for what they were given and what their characters were. I just didn't care for the writing of the overall like plot.
Yeah, I feel you.
Editing,
I didn't.
I
didn't really care for the plot either. The plot was kind of was weak.
It was
like.
It didn't go anywhere.
Tell me
something that the surviving characters evolved and learned.
Okay.
I can tell you one, and only one.
I would say Bloodsport. I guess the goodness in his heart made him turn around.
Because he said fuck and he turned around.
Yeah, for his daughter, and for the people, I guess.
Sure.
A middle finger to the big man. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say more so for his daughter.
Yeah.
But
and he likes rats now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. At the very end.
That's it. Ratcatcher didn't
rats are
grow.
Cool.
I know, but Ratcatcher didn't really grow as a character. She stayed the same. She was nice. I liked her.
I think she was overall nice.
Yeah.
Harley didn't. Okay, she had the least offensive crime, I would say, because she was. It was just robbery.
She was robbing a bank using rats.
Rats, yeah, but she wasn't really an evil character. She was just. She was in a situation where.
Well, yeah, they paint her as a victim because she was homeless and her father, played by Taika Waititi, was a junkie.
I like him.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a good character.
The two lines he had were great.
No, not in the movie, just in general.
I know, but I'm saying what he usually does is really good.
Yeah.
But like
kind of like
Ratcatcher is nowhere near what the heck Ratcatcher was in this movie.
Yeah. Is Ratcatcher just like
2.
way better?
No, he's like, I'm looking him up right now, but I mean, he's not the most like serious of characters.
Yeah.
But he's literally just like king of the sewer kind of. I don't know. I didn't even explain it.
Like,
you know who that? You know who that?
I mean, he's a Batman villain. I know that. I don't know a lot about him, but I feel like he's probably, from what I have seen, he's more obviously evil and can do more than just summon rats to eat things.
Do you know who that his or her father reminds me of? Is like on the same kind of tier of actors. Mads Mikkelsen. Or Michelson.
Mickelson.
Mickelson?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Cool. Well, I said it right the first time then.
Yeah. You mean Taika as an actor?
Yeah, I feel like he's on the same level of acting, maybe.
Okay.
I think in the sense that how frequently I see that actor.
You see Taika that much?
I would say like I don't know.
I don't see him that much at all. He's usually writing or directing.
Really? I don't know. Maybe his face is familiar. Maybe it's someone else that I'm thinking of.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
No.
But
Kevin, what did you like about this movie?
I like the choreography.
By the way, guys.
Yeah.
We have Kevin here again.
Kevin's
from
back.
Last week.
He didn't leave the room.
He actually has been at Hunter's house the entire week.
Time.
Yeah, he hasn't left.
No. Thanks for letting me stay for this long.
I wasn't offering.
I can't believe your parents were cool with that. I can't believe your parents were cool with that.
Yeah.
Didn't they like yell at him?
No, that was the other Kevin.
I see.
Yeah.
Kevin's clone.
I like the choreography and the action and the cinematography.
It's very pretty.
It was pretty. I oohed and awed. And
oohed and awed.
So what did you like that isn't just a regurgitation of what I said?
Yeah. Like, I have
Saving
a lot of things I
words.
didn't like.
I know, but I feel like we have more things we didn't like, so I want to at least try and praise what we can.
Sure.
From what I like.
I do have a couple more things.
Okay, go. Shoot.
Well, no. This is Kevin's part.
Go, Kevin. What you got?
I like that.
Jokes. Did you love any of the jokes? Any of them?
I didn't love them. I just remember stupid ones.
Yeah.
So.
Which ones?
The one that I said about the helmet. Like.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's not a toilet bowl. It's a beacon of hope.
It's just making fun of how ridiculous their costumes
you said the line
are.
right.
Which is valid.
You wear a toilet for a helmet. It's not a toilet. It's a beacon of hope.
Beacon of freedom.
Oh, freedom, yeah.
Beacon of freedom.
Yeah,
oh, and that other joke that Polka-Dot Man said. Okay, when he was covered in all, I'll tell you. He was covered in polka dots, and then he went into the bush, and who knows what the heck he did, but he had said afterwards.
He has to vomit out all the dimensional energy. He has to release it, otherwise it'll like kill him or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, but let me get to the joke part.
Yes.
Is when he said, "Oh, I have to release it twice a day," and then he went into the bush.
But he didn't say he has to release it twice a day until way after that happened.
I know. But the thing is, like, before he had said that, it's just like, oh, what did he do? You know? Did he, like, you know?
No,
you know what I'm
saying?
I do.
There's so many dicks.
I mean, that sucks for him that happens to him that quickly. I feel sorry for him that it doesn't take him that long. But on the other hand, I don't think that's what they were getting at.
Oh, I know, but I think that you could see that. You could see that being a joke that they made.
If you think back about it. But I think they were giving him a very tender moment about what his mother experimented on him. And then they poofed in a joke at the end again, and they said, I see my mother everywhere. And that's the joke that his mother is everybody all the time.
Gosh, that would suck.
That's also retarded as a joke. It wasn't funny. And then you see gigantic mom punching a wall. It's like,
are you kidding me right now?
That was kind of lame.
What is this?
Such a reach. This dumb. It's like for kids.
But
to think the guy that. Hold on, before I say that,
okay,
I'm gonna make sure.
Low key, he was the most powerful out of all of them. If you think about it.
Well, when he took out,
he could literally just.
He's the only metahuman besides King Shark that was on the final team.
Who had power, you know?
King Shark is the most powerful because he couldn't die from even bullets.
Bullets, yeah.
Right. I understand that, but I'm talking power-wise. Like, if you look at his capabilities,
King Shark has the most power.
No. What I mean is like he could do the most with the most power. Like he's the most adept. He only does one thing. Yeah, but think about it. His polka dots literally incinerate anything that it goes through. Yeah. So he could just release a ton of polka dots.
But they don't go through everything because he shot it in the building and it didn't destroy the ground. Because that's called writing, because it needs to be convenient that it doesn't destroy everything, only the things that it needs to destroy in that moment.
Well, doesn't he like aim it? Isn't he allowed to like aim it?
Yeah, but they spread so much that they're not gonna all hit.
So I would say that if that was unleashed, that would do more damage. You know?
Yeah, King Shark could do more damage.
Still, Polka-Dot Man is not a good character.
So then,
he's one of the most interesting.
He does have a good backstory. It's kind of sad.
I don't know his name, but he's in every movie ever, and I love him. He's in Ant-Man.
Is he?
Is that who you were thinking of? Maybe he's in Ant-Man. He's one of the criminal crew that start the security company.
Oh, he was in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang.
He's one of the three because there's Michael Pena, the guy that's like, but my mom got deported, but I got the van, and then the other two, and then there's
him,
and then there's the other. What is his name? Is it T.I.? Is his name T? Is it T.I.?
Oh, the artist?
Is it T? It's T.I. right? I'm like T.P. No, that's not right. It's T.I. and then it's him. He's the other one. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, this actor.
What's his name?
He is in a lot of stuff. David Dastmalchian, the polka dot guy.
Yes. He's in Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's in
Dark Knight.
Christopher Nolan Batman.
He's in Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's in a whole bunch of like superhero movies.
Yeah.
Now he does really good roles like in every movie that he's in, even if the movies are
Blade Runner even.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, he wasn't. He had a brief moment in Blade Runner.
But he's in a bunch of Batman stuff.
I'm right, but we can talk about that when we get there. I just want to make sure I was right before I made a statement. Hey guys, I'm right.
I know.
Cool.
Everybody out there, I'm right all the time.
Love it. We already knew this though.
So factual.
Okay, let me see if I can.
If you ever think Hunter's wrong, you're wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Alright, let's see if I can find this. How far down do I have to scroll to find this?
Dude, and at the end...
Here it is. Okay. How do you say his last name?
I don't know.
Dastmalchian? Malkian?
Probably
anyway,
Malkian, I'm not sure.
He's Polka-Dot Man in Suicide Squad. He's another villain on the Flash TV show. He's one of the corrupt policemen in The Dark Knight. He plays another dude in the Gotham TV show. And he also voiced another villain in the recent Batman animated movie.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of Batman
He's
stuff.
in a lot of superhero things here and there. But he chooses good character, so I don't mind it. On top of character,
favorite.
Who was your favorite character, Kevin?
We just said his name.
Bloodsport.
That was my favorite character.
It's because he likes sports.
No,
dude,
it's because
his
he had the best fucking outfit.
His suit was sick.
His suit was dope. When he had the freaking pulling the bow
the
and
one
arrow
scene
arm,
where he put everything on there with the gun, I was like, Oh my god.
And then like how his guns materialize when he has like little cartridges of like gun.
There are cartridges, but they're also armor pieces that are on his body that he can pull off and add.
No
like
way.
He pulled off a shoulder piece and he threw it on.
So
and
I didn't
off,
even
like,
realize
that
that's what that was.
He pulled off a chest piece. Yeah, they're like armor pieces too.
But then like everything, he like ran out of everything. So
yeah, he culminated all into the gun that didn't do anything.
Yeah, that gun was like it was spinning for no apparent reason.
Yeah, but it looked cool.
It looked cool.
It did look cool. It did
cool.
nothing though.
It was gaining energy as it spun, so it could shoot.
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's what it was doing.
Tesla
coil.
Nanotechnology. Yeah, and then he ran out of everything, and then he had a sword. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Here's his death moment, I guess. I don't understand it. And I'm like, yeah, he's not dying. I knew it.
No, someone saved him.
And I'm like, here's the rat catcher moment. We're going to make you think she's going to die because she's getting up really high. And I'm like, no.
He'll save her.
And then you don't have to worry about Harley. Harley is never going to die. She's the only money that they have.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Didn't they make a Harley movie, too?
Yeah, don't watch it. It's shit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I wasn't going to.
It's worse than this.
Really?
Yes. It's a more cohesive story, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to watch as far as,
that.
like, understanding what's going on and why there is a story. But it's just not good writing either. And the jokes are all, like... It's just over the top, like... Everything. Over the top. I don't need Joker. And then it's just a whole bunch of, like... It's just not good writing. At all.
So you have some qualms against the writers of pretty much
because
everything related to Suicide
Squad. I don't
Squad.
understand how the same writer of Guardians of the Galaxy and did he write Brightburn or did he just like direct Brightburn? Or was he just the producer of Brightburn? Let's look up. James Gunn, writer director of Guardians of the Galaxy, was fired from Marvel because of tweets from like 10 years ago. And then DC picked him up to make this movie. And then Marvel said, wait, no, you're good, and then we want you back.
Interesting.
He's writing the Starsky and Hutch TV show? Okay.
Starsky and Hutch TV show?
I guess.
What the heck?
Yeah. Okay, so he didn't write Brightburn.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Oh, 2023?
Yeah, and the holiday special.
Ooh.
Yeah, how do you go from writing the screenplay for Dawn of the Dead, the movie Super, which is a great movie, both the Guardians movies, and then you end up with this tangled mess?
Interesting.
Because I think they let him off his leash, and then he just said, screw it, I'm going to try everything. Which works to an extent. Yes, I love artists' like freedom to make their damn movie. But at some point, either he did realize what he was making, he was just making the hell because he could, or he just thought it was good. But I think there's a good movie in there somewhere. Like, somewhere in there.
So, basically, don't watch James Gunn movies. Oh my gosh.
Not true.
If related to DC.
Well, this is his only one.
This is the only one he's written?
For DC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, who knows whatever the hell Warner Brothers studio decided to do, because they're all idiots.
We need to get you on a project then, huh?
No, because the people that need to be on those projects were fired and let go.
I see what you mean.
Zack Snyder. David Ayer.
Matt Damon.
Matt
Damon has not done anything for DC.
I know.
Spitting a random person.
But
like saying a name.
I think there's a good movie in there, like, if you rearrange the movie. Like, the whole shit with like
the end at the
earlier. No, but it's like earlier, 5 minutes earlier. It's like just give it to me in the order.
Right.
Is it supposed to be a funny thing? Like something
I think
traumatic
actually,
is happening, and they just cut the like a funny like bird noise with like the wind, and they go earlier, and it's like that's not.
So actually, I wanted to give that praise because
Why
like no.
You're talking about like they did the titling and all that.
That was
how
cool.
how they did the titling. I actually really liked that.
I enjoyed how they
refreshing.
integrated it all, but
it was cool.
I think they thought about how they were going to integrate all these titles more than why they were cutting things around that way.
I liked it. It reminded me sort of who's that filmmaker or producer or director? I'm not sure.
I don't know. There's hundreds of thousands.
Well, let me finish my sentence and then you'll know. The one who did the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Isn't it Wes Anderson?
Wes Anderson. Yeah, for whatever reason, it reminded me of him. I really like his films. We should watch them.
Sure.
Do you not like Wes Anderson?
I don't have anything against it. It's just not my...
Oh, it's not your type?
It's not my thing.
See,
I can understand why people love his movies. I have a few that I enjoy, but I don't go out of my way to be like, ooh, a new Wes Anderson movie.
I just think it's different, you know?
And it's a different that works.
Yes, I fell in love.
Which I enjoy because he usually never makes like the same thing twice.
I fell in love with Fantastic Mr. Fox, and then Grand Budapest Hotel came out. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it because I'm from Budapest, so that was a good film. You just watch
it because it's like a book, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was a book or a play or something.
I tried watching that dog one that he did too. I fell asleep on it though.
The island, Dog Island or whatever it is.
Isle of Dogs, I think.
Isle of Dogs, Dog Island. Yeah, Isle of Dogs. Yeah, that's it. It's got Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum
is
as a dog.
As a dog.
Jeff Goldblum is fire.
Because it's Jeff Goldblum.
Bruh. Sylvester Stallone as a shark.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone as the voice of a stupid shark, a fat pudgy shark.
Oh, was he the shark?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh! At first, when it first put Sylvester Stallone's name on the screen, I was like, "Oh, who's he gonna be?" But
he was Starro.
Oh, was he?
No. Because there's no voice for Starro.
That's true.
He was King Shark.
Who would be the matchup in Guardians of the Galaxy for
Groot?
Yeah. No, I would say. What about
It's not Batista.
Batista?
No, because he has character
actual lines
and evolution.
Yeah.
I mean,
Batista's he takes everything too literal.
Yes, nothing goes over his head. He will catch it.
Yes.
But like, Groot is the better version of King Shark.
Yeah.
King Shark, I think, could have potential if you continue to go with King Shark. Just like how Groot de-evolved,
which was kind of cool. I like that. It was interesting.
We got him for like one movie, and then it was like, oh, he's a kid, and he's never gonna be full-grown, smart Groot again.
Oh, he isn't?
No, James Gunn has said he's never gonna be full-grown again.
Oh, that's actually trash.
To what we saw, and I'm like, come on, man.
That's actually trash.
I'm tired of the kid with his freaking I am Groot. With his
I thought he was
PSP
gonna grow
or
up.
whatever.
That's just.
I hope he does. I hope he changes his mind, or I read that wrong, or he meant we'll never see the first version of Groot again, which makes sense because he blew into pieces.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see full-grown, smart, adept Groot. He's smart.
Groot is so powerful.
We just can't understand his language.
Yeah.
Which is why we only hear the 3 words or whatever.
Yeah.
But like King Shark was just
dumb.
I guess because he just couldn't communicate, he sounded dumb because he was a fish.
He was a shark.
Yeah.
And then he has some tender moments in there too.
Yeah, tender moments.
Dumb friends.
With another. Yeah, friends. Yeah.
And then
and then the tank breaks. I called so many points of this movie, and the tank breaks, and then I look over to Kevin and I go, "They're too cute to be nice," and then they immediately attacked him, and I'm like, I knew it.
Nice.
I called the after credits scene. I'm like, hey, how much you want to bet John Cena's not dead just because? And then he wasn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has his own HBO Max show coming out with that same character.
That'll be interesting.
What else did I call?
I don't know. I didn't really like that character too much.
Exactly. Everybody's like furious. Nobody likes him right now, so they're like, "Why are we getting a show of this guy? Why couldn't we get a show of Bloodsport?"
Yeah.
Right. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I think Elba did a good job.
What'd you say?
Elba?
Oh, they said
Idris.
Elda, and I'm like,
Idris Elba?
There you go. I thought you said Elda, and I'm like,
No, Idris did good.
Elba? There you go. Okay. I don't know. It's my...
Yeah.
That's your crappy connection coming through on Discord for you. Breathe.
Of course,
There you
dude.
go.
Easy claps. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Hey, guys.
Heyo.
We're 40 minutes into episode 14. Welcome. We're here. You know Kevin's here.
Hi.
That's Mark. That's Mark over there.
Yeah.
There. Say hi,
So
Mark. He's sick. Say hi, Mike. You're sick.
What? Yeah, Mike?
Hi, Mike. Want to be like Mike. Good movie.
I am not Mike.
I am not
Talking about like Mike, have you seen the new Space Jam?
I'm never going to see the new Space Jam.
I haven't either, and I don't want
That's
to.
because you don't have HBO Max.
Well,
now you have my login. Unless I just log you out.
that doesn't
Which I
matter.
can
I'm
do.
probably gonna log out anyways.
Yeah, no,
So-
I have no desire to watch that movie.
Yeah.
And I have
So
no
episode
desire to see
14.
a sequel of this.
So episode 14, where we tear
Yes.
apart the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes, just how they were torn apart in the movie.
Right,
Wow.
because they all freaking died in the beginning. Spoiler alert.
Everybody that we didn't know or weren't
And
like a
didn't
major
care
character or those who were not a major actor, a existing character in a whole bunch of the trailer, or had a decent character, did not live.
Yeah, and
Which
they
is
literally-
expected because it's a whole bunch of... It's too
Just
big
no
of a
names.
group to survive anyway.
yeah,
Which, I mean, I'm fine with the death. I just want it to be a good death.
right. It was kind of lame.
That's why it's
Just
like... That's what made me sour about when Boomerang died.
Yeah,
Because he was
'cause it was
collateral
so-
damage of an
Right.
explosion.
Right.
So it's like, hey, keep him alive for, like, however long you want, but make his death as an existing character that we already know and that
Right.
that Harley knows and that Flag knows personally from working
Yeah.
together before, to have a moment and they
Right.
don't even acknowledge it.
They don't.
She went after the explosion, she went Boomer, and then she ran and that was it. And
Yeah.
then they never talk about him ever again. For an existing character, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah. Could have at least given him
But, like-
another thought.
Like Flag's death, I thought was done well.
Okay, so explain to me why you think they included the heart beating.
Oh, just to show emphasis that he's gonna die.
I don't know because it did not look good.
Yeah, was
It
pretty
didn't.
cheesy.
That's why I'm asking. Like
I don't
it looked
know.
crap.
Is it because he was the heart of the team and the heart of America, and it was?
Oh,
It's a bunch of crap.
I don't know.
some symbolism there.
I doubt it, but I don't know why. I don't know. That seems really out of place.
It was really out of place. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, I mean, if they did stuff like that throughout the whole movie, sure. But it's like the one Mortal Kombat fatality screen
Yeah.
that looked like the graphics from Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
just pops up
reaching
randomly.
inside, grabbing his heart, and just
Yeah, but it was like his death. I was fine with because it had
It made
weight.
sense.
It had
It made
weight
sense.
to it, and it had weight to it as well.
Yeah.
It's like if he dies, yeah, he's gonna because Peacemaker's an asshole, and he's not gonna stop because
Yeah.
of his mission, his orders, because he's such a
he's thorough.
whatever. Yeah, he's
Military.
thorough. But it's like I enjoyed that. So like, give me something like that for Boomerang, even if it's at the first 10 minutes or whatever that his death was. I was like, I would have been fine with it.
exactly.
Why?
'Cause-
Can you? Go ahead.
Mongal's just like, I'm gonna go grab the copter. Ah,
Boom! Explosion.
everything,
Yeah, and then
just
he's like he's impaled by like a trunk of wood or metal, and he's like, and he's dead. And then he's holding up his boomerang, which doesn't make any sense because before when he blew up, he was holding what he was impaled with, and all of a sudden his arm's up clutching a boomerang. That
doesn't make any sense.
First of all, yeah.
And first of all, he would have he wouldn't even be able to hold it up because he would be exploded.
Unless his arm is like just stuck there.
Stuck there.
Like if it's like
gravity,
just like stuck in the position or something.
It could maybe I don't know, but
you ever just like lay and then hold your arm up in the air when you're laying on your side and just see if it just sits there for a while?
Blood rushing out of your fingers.
Yeah, and then you put it back down and it's like whoosh.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I feel you.
That's how you get high.
Yeah.
Instead of shooting heroin like the first rat catcher, just lift your arm up and put it back down.
Heck yeah, dude.
And then put it back down so the needle can get into your arm.
Oh!
There you go.
Sheesh.
And then... I mentioned this to Kevin on the way out. Mark, can you tell me why Harley had to be in this movie?
She did not need to be in this movie.
Exactly. I honestly think they only had Harley in this because they needed a bankable actor and a character that was existing that we already knew.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason that Harley was in there.
She didn't... I mean, most of the characters, they didn't really do anything throughout the movie. They kind of just went, here we go. And then they did a thing, and they're like, okay, what's next? None of them had motives.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind.
What I liked in the beginning when Harley was like with the guy and she was, they were getting to know each other, yada yada yada, and then she shoots him in the chest. She's just like,
okay, that whole...
I liked that. That was funny.
I knew for a fact this is all along. I'm like, he's gonna kill her or she's gonna kill him. I'm like, this is too stupid to be something that she would be
of course,
dumb enough to fall for.
Right.
And I'm like, this whole bit where she's like, the lines were just, maybe they were cheesy because they needed to be on purpose.
Yeah, I think
like that whole bit with like the love thing, and I'm like, really? They just need to fuck right now? Okay. It's a really bad scene for that, but you could just take it down to like her just like trying to just like slowly just say like just keep saying yes to him so he loses his guard and she can kill him. Mm-hmm. But she didn't plan to kill him until he revealed about Jotunheim.
Yeah.
She didn't plan on killing him and that was after everything happened.
I think she was planning on killing him regardless.
I don't know.
I think
unless he was just because he was a red flag regardless, I guess, because of what they said before about the mission.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just some of the execution of the scenes didn't work for me. I can see how they work for other people, but they just don't work for me.
You know what moments I liked as well?
Yes. Go ahead.
Obviously, that moment when she shot him, she's like, "Oh, when I see a red flag, I murder him." Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Except for Joker, which you didn't kill.
Yeah, I think I don't know. She was in.
And they changed her tattoos.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
She used to have it. She used to have a tattoo on the side of her face that said "rotten."
Oh really?
But they got rid of it because they didn't like it.
She is so pale white. She is like a ghost.
It's what happens when you fall into a vat of acid.
Makes sense.
It's literally her skin color.
Wow.
I wanted to say that on the bus, when they're all on the bus, and then Ratcatcher's talking to,
when they're having their backstory moments.
Mm-hmm. When they're having their backstory moment, exactly.
Yeah, they're nice moments.
Those were nice moments. They were like actual human conversation. Like it was touching.
And the party at the club was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was a fun. When
time. They're all just having stupid dance.
Yeah.
And they're like, and Peacemaker can't dance for the life of him. He's just
he wouldn't be able to. Not at all.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I don't
just
even know what
pointing down, and he's like doing really bad dad moves, and then Polka-Dot Man is dancing with his moms.
Yeah, which is
I
weird.
also all of that stuff was I guess it was supposed to be like a funny constant callback, but it just didn't hit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I didn't know like the mother, like I don't know. It seems like they made his backstory so tragic, and then all of a sudden it's a funny tragedy because he's so like
Hey, tragedy and comedy go hand in hand, didn't you know?
Yeah, that's the whole concept of Deadpool. He makes so many jokes because he's constantly in pain.
Right.
Literally, because
yes.
he still has cancer.
Yes.
But his body, he's constantly healing, but he's just still constantly in pain from the cancer, so he's just constantly cracking jokes as a distraction for himself.
Yeah. Gosh, that would suck.
Mm-hmm. But
Deadpool's cool. I would rewatch the Deadpool movies.
I have.
What other scenes were cool?
Movies?
The scene where she jumps into the eye of the starfish.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I liked that.
It
was weird.
It was.
I wasn't expecting her to like go into this like bubble. That was weird.
Well, because that's not how we think of eyes.
Yeah.
As just a thin layer and then a whole bunch of water.
Well, this is a big eye too, so.
Yeah, but eyes are mostly solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not just a shell.
I was thinking when you poke an eye out, it pops. I mean, that's probably not true. But
it doesn't pop like a balloon.
It doesn't pop like a balloon, but it does. You don't like fall into it because it's water.
No, it's not like a balloon. That was literally a balloon, like a shell, and they went. But the way that they did it, like it was so big that it wasn't like a human eye. Obviously, it was a freaking starfish.
Yeah,
so you can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, it was an alien starfish.
She poked just the outer shell of the eye.
Yeah.
And then the actual eye was like behind it.
Yep.
But it didn't have like a shape cornea around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because just the outer shell was the bubble, but then there's a shot where like he's like reacting to it, and you can see water sloshing.
Yeah.
Behind the bubble, so it's not like a circle. It's not like a sphere eyeball like us.
Yeah.
It's just a part of his body, I guess.
Which is weird.
And the water or whatever that fluid is just fills in the space.
Yeah. That was cool though. I like that. All the rats coming in and eating it.
Yeah. I like how Bloodsport says, Harley, take the high ground with no projectile weapons besides a javelin. It's like he should take the high ground so he can see more things and shoot more things because he has more visibility.
Right. When I saw the javelin and the eye, I'm like, yeah. That's going to happen.
I know what I need the javelin for. Yeah. The big eyeball. But
and then conveniently just like that.
And then conveniently, the little bit of the roof that was left.
The donkey kick, blast off that.
Yeah, which I mean, she's very acrobatic.
Yeah,
which is. I heard that. I said that to myself in my head. I'm like, why is she going up top? Oh, she's probably the most like acrobatic to get up there because she does the whole key maneuver to get out of the lock when she's being tortured.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
That was actually Margot Robbie.
Oh, I mean, it makes sense.
They were like planning on doing it and then doing it with like a stunt double or something, but she did it in the tape, but you can't see her face because her arm is in the way.
Yeah.
And they were so pissed off because that was actually her, but they're like, dang, her damn arm's in the way, but it's her, but people will probably not think that it's her.
Yeah.
Because it might be but it was actually her. And then they had to cut away to the key going in the actual lock because that would even be harder to do.
That was slick.
And then I enjoyed that. Her whole scene and her whole fight was great. I think as like little short action sequences, the movie's great. There's little like
snippets.
The movie's great if you watch it in like scenes. Like you can watch Harley's fight scene or where they're killing all of the rebels because they think they're evil, which I also told Kevin, I'm like, how much you want to bet these are all helpful people?
Imagine.
And then they're going to walk in and he's just going to be like relaxing. And I was like, that's what it was. But it was a really good scene regardless.
Yeah.
That whole bit of them taking everybody out and then...
So there's some redeemable scenes in this movie.
I'm not saying the movie's irredeemable. I'm saying... The biggest things that I have a problem with are the writing, which are mostly because of the humor and the way it was executed. But that's just because my humor is not this humor of this movie. It is for probably a lot more people than me, but because I'm very tedious with my humor. But like, I think there's a really great movie in there, regardless of the humor and the writing, if you rearrange the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just seems so jumpy and like, okay, we're over here now. Okay, now we're over here. Okay, we're over here. Like, it just seems to move too much to where it's not, like, cohesive and, like, I mean, I could understand what's going on. It wasn't that bad. It was just like, okay, wait, why did we go here now, though? Why are we going earlier where we could just show them
doing the things?
I guess I don't know if they wanted to just try something different, because not a lot of movies do 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like, I can understand it, like the cross-cutting, because you show them downstairs doing the thing, and it cuts up to them finding more explosives, and then it cuts back and forth, and it's all in real time.
I think maybe the reason that they did that was because they wanted to give more like light to those scenes. That's probably what it was.
But I mean, there wasn't much light to the scene upstairs.
Yeah, I could see what you're saying.
It was just the scene
just
downstairs.
Kill a couple people,
that scene
explode.
That's downstairs in the bunker or whatever. That scene, you don't cut away from that. There's a lot going on in that scene.
There's a lot. Yeah.
But you could easily just go from like the reveal of Peacemaker, what he's actually there after everything crumbled. No, you can't do it after everything crumbles. Like his reveal, and he goes to shoot, or he goes to point at Flag, and then you cut to everybody upstairs.
Ooh.
And they're dealing with all that shit, and you're waiting. You're like, okay,
create some
and then
anticipation.
everything goes wrong upstairs, and it starts to fall apart, and then you can cut back downstairs.
Yeah.
And then you can do a bit of a cross between all the fighting that's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would think, but then again, that's not the most, like...
efficient.
It's not the most... That's the most, like, generic way, I think.
Generic, okay.
But...
You know what? Okay.
I don't have a problem with trying different things. I just don't think this was a successful one.
You know what I didn't get? Is they were doing 30 years of research, this weird-headed bald guy.
Oh, yeah, the Thinker.
But,
also a very interesting character that they kill off. Mm-hmm. He's a Flash character.
Oh.
Really?
He's dead.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he's Flash.
Oh my gosh.
He's a Flash character.
But his 30 years of research, what did it even lead to?
Nothing.
The thing is, you know, they didn't really explain any of it.
They didn't explain a lot in the movie. They went, hey, here's something here's something cool, and then you're about to have a question about wait, and then they go, wait, no, look at this, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll look at that.
But actually, right, just kind of leaves you blue balled.
Yeah. It was very much like the Rise of Skywalker. It had a very similar way of. No, I'm talking about like the editing thing. It was like, hey, here's some stuff. You have questions? That's great. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go over here instead.
Show some more stuff.
Which is where like that the way they jumped around left more questions than like
it answering
like what the heck is going on. But it's hard to see characters that you know from previous DC movies, and then you're spoiled with how a DC movie goes with like Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
To see like the potential for the tone of a movie like that's not lighthearted and family fun, like take some risks and do some. Yeah, it was rated R for dick jokes and gore. Like, it doesn't need to be rated R to have a darker tone or like something serious.
Right.
Which is what I think DC needs to do. They need to be different from Marvel and have their more mature tones to be separate.
Yes.
They have a very different color grading than Marvel. Marvel has the worst color grading I've seen in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah.
It's just very generic. But like this movie looked great. DC has really good cinematography and like color grading and choreography.
Right.
And potential for great stories with the characters that I know that they have.
It's just the stories that are falling flat.
It's just those who are writing the stories and the studio's choices are not working for the tone of what I prefer these characters to be. And then Marvel is going the opposite, the complete opposite. The studio is making the right choices for a story. It might not be a story that I enjoy, mostly like the Spider-Man stuff or whatever, but it's like most of their movies are really good, cohesive stories that you can get around and get behind and understand and like.
Mm-hmm.
and most of my knowledge is in DC, so it's kind of arrogant to say this, but the potential for at least what they're going through right now, the potential for their characters is not as high as what the potential for the DC characters that we have are right now. For right now.
I got you.
So it's like DC has greater potential for interesting and different stories and a beautiful thing to look at and watch and yeah, to listen to. I enjoy most of their soundtracks for their movies. And then Marvel has the more cohesive and beautiful stories to pay attention to and to watch and to get invested in.
Right.
So it's like Marvel needs to work on their aesthetic, and most of their music is kind of iffy. And I know they won't because it's the genre they're going for, but the comedy bring it back a bit, which they do in some movies, but it's like in this movie, I'm not a fan of having a heartfelt moment and then end it with a joke so we can move on.
Right.
That's just not my thing. If you have good jokes, they fit great, but don't force the jokes. I think this movie had a lot of forceful jokes. A lot of the humor seemed forced for me.
Right.
Least. But
yeah.
And then DC just needs to get people that are passionate about the material and continue to write good things. Or not continue, but start to write good stories that are cohesive and fun, and also serious. That can also be serious and different in tone than what Marvel is going for, and have the studio make the right choices. Obviously, which is a stupid thing to say, because what the heck is the right choice for the studio? Everybody's gonna say something different. But make more effective choices to better the story and the character and the artist that's making the movie to be at least more cohesive. Even if it's not as good, just make it cohesive and understandable.
Right.
Like, that's what... I feel like I'm dominating this whole episode, but...
No.
That's because I'm the one that has the most to rant. Mm-hmm. But... Like... What was I gonna say? I lost it. What was it? Oh, like, people like... Not everybody liked the Snyder Cut. Not everybody likes what Zack Snyder does. I am a fan of that. Take with what you will, what you like and what you don't. Not a lot of people liked the first Suicide Squad movie. And after doing my own research on all that, which is like I did with Snyder Cut and how everything happened, I would like to see David Ayer's version of the Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Who's David Ayers?
He's the one that originally directed the movie. Okay, I'll give you the gist of it. Actually, I kind of want to show you the first trailer for Suicide Squad, and then the last trailer for Suicide Squad.
All right.
And then tell you what happened.
Okay.
All right.
Okay? So I'm going to do that right now, and we will be back in a
Do
moment.
it. All right.
Okay.
So, the first and third one were my favorite. First, I will take the first one all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was definitely my favorite.
Hold on.
Oh.
Say that again?
The first one was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
And the third one, I'll take too, over the second one. There were complete noticeable difference between each trailer.
Yeah, they got more and more fun
And lighthearted and
so here's
funny.
the story
Here's
the story about Suicide Squad. The entire movie was re-edited by the people who did the trailers. The trailers were liked so much that the studio had the guys that cut the trailer re-edit the entire movie.
Wow.
Which is why the movie doesn't work.
And that's why we get the sequel. It's super fun and lighthearted.
Well, the sequel is more like what the studio wanted, which is why it's a different director, it's a different writer, it's someone completely different.
Okay.
They brought the guy in that wrote Training Day to do Suicide Squad, David Ayer. I think he wrote it, right? Pretty sure he wrote it. I know he's a part. I don't think he directed it, but I think he wrote it.
Yeah, I remember watching the.
Yeah, he wrote it.
I liked it.
So like, and David Ayer's been like just talking about a whole bunch of stuff like Zack Snyder did too, just like releasing information about his version. And I'll just read what he said because I don't want to short. And he just released this too.
Okay.
David Ayer. David Ayer.
I mean, the last one we watched was cool in the sense that it had like things hit on the beat and they were like
yeah that's those they like that so much that the studio had those people re-edit the entire movie to fit more of the trailer.
Wow.
Which is why it's very different, and it like the way that the movie is structured doesn't. There's a lot that was rearranged.
Oh, excuse me, cut that out.
So he like does like a 3-page like whole conversation about a lot of this, but I'll just read the whole thing that he talks about Suicide Squad. Okay. I put my life into Suicide Squad. I made something amazing. My cut is intricate and emotional journey with some quote-unquote bad people who are shit and discarded. A theme that resonates in my soul. The studio cut is not my movie. Read that again. And my cut is not the 10 weeks director's cut. It's a fully mature edit by Lee Smith standing on the incredibly... Wow, he has a typo in his thing. By John Gilroy. It's a Stephen Prince's brilliant score with not a single radio song in the whole thing. It has traditional character arcs, amazing performances, and a solid third act resolution. A handful of people have seen it. If someone says they have seen it, they haven't.
Wow.
And then he goes on, he talks a lot more about just like himself, about everything that went into it. But
so he got slighted, huh?
Yeah, more. He got slighted, I think, more so than Snyder did. Because his whole movie was just like destroyed.
Yeah, he didn't.
Snyder's was destroyed as well, but they rearranged every possible piece of Suicide Squad. It's just there was more of a there was just more of a consensus of Suicide Squad that it was not many people liked it.
Right.
And there wasn't really a poll for his cut until the Snyder cut really was happening because people thought it could happen. But like, there's some interesting things about what Suicide Squad was going to be, or is in Ayer's version.
I want to see Ayer's version.
Do any of you remember the first one?
Somewhat. I mean,
some of it. Do you remember the fire guy?
Yeah.
El Diablo. Do you remember him dying?
I remember that he did die, but I don't know how.
Yeah, he doesn't die in Ayer's version.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
That whole last third act, that's why he said I have like a brilliant third act or whatever, was all all redone.
Wow.
Whoa.
So they could have a sacrifice from El Diablo, even though he's like a metahuman and he can't really die from fire anyway.
Wow.
The original concept for the villain was Steppenwolf.
Oh, no way.
But once they found out that that was more of a plan for what Snyder was doing with Justice League, he had to change it.
Dang.
Right? And the whole story was going to be Steppenwolf trying to find the mother boxes, and I don't know if he was using Enchantress to make a boom tube so he could come to Earth.
Right.
But that whole idea was scrapped way early on in production because they knew that Snyder was doing Steppenwolf with Justice League.
Yeah, well, it's good, too, because Steppenwolf is, like, leagues stronger than any of those characters.
Yeah, and so is, like... He wasn't supposed to be the main villain. He was supposed to be the tease at the end.
Okay.
I see.
So, like, Enchantress was still... And then, like, her brother, that big guy that Diablo fights, they were supposed to be the bulk of the evil in the movie. And then at the end, Enchantress, I think, was going to succeed... And it would have brought in a boom tube and Steppenwolf, and then that would have been the end.
That would have been lit.
Right.
And it would have teased Justice League. But Justice League has him arriving for the first time at Themyscira with the Amazons. So that idea was scrapped, and he was just never involved in the movie.
Bro.
Yeah. You could. I implore everybody to do their own research, of course, because I'm gonna be fairly biased because these are the things that I love. So a lot of what I am regurgitating is the best bits, and it's just how it is when people have things that they really like and they're biased towards. So whatever they regurgitate is always going to be some sort of bias. So I'm just saying that, of course, look into what you want. You too as well. There's a whole bunch that you could find. Like, you could look at shot comparisons of, like, the shot in the trailer of Harley, like, when she's, like, all wet and, like, laughing at the end of the first trailer. In the movie, and then there's, like, that same shot from the movie, and it's, like, super colorful and, like, psychedelic. Like, you could see a lot of these changes that they made just to make it more like the trailers and stuff, but...
Yeah.
Speaking of shots, in Suicide
take shots? Go ahead. Speak.
Yes, we are. On Saturday for the boys. But the shot of the helmet in the fight scene.
Yes, I completely forgot about that.
I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
I love that idea. When Flag and Peacemaker are fighting, and the whole thing is you just see the reflection in the helmet.
Yes.
I really like that.
I thought that was a really cool experiment.
It's also a really nice way to hide stunt doubles.
Right.
So you can get them just going all at it in that reflection. I don't know if it. But they didn't really. It would be. I don't know if that is a real reflection, or if it's a camera trickery or like a CG thing.
Yeah, it's probably CG something.
Yeah, because to get that perfect movement and them to be. But that's a really cool concept. They do that a lot with like sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like if you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddy's glasses, like whenever they're on the table, they're reflecting back to his face.
That's it.
And, like you see from behind him. So it's a different way. I've never seen it done like a choreographed fight like that, but I'm glad you brought that up. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up, Kevin.
Yeah.
And then Harley's scene, like when she had the javelin and she was like killing all those people after she killed Flag. Or no?
You mean
when she was escaping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the colorful flowers.
Yeah, when it was I think James Gunn called it Harley Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thoughts
which is
on
like
that?
what she sees. I enjoy scenes like I enjoy the scenes. I enjoyed this movie. I always make it sound like I hate these movies whenever I have a gripe, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I would watch it if it was on TV. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch a lot of movies.
Right.
Unless it's something that's really close to what I love.
Unless it's the, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go out of my way to watch it. I have a set few movies that I will go out of my way to watch
Steve
if I want
Jobs.
to. That, yes, unless it's Steve Jobs, unless it's Man of Steel, unless it's Fury Road. Like, movies like that I have, like, this small collection. But I got off topic. What was I saying?
We were just talking
about... we talking about?
That I enjoyed the movie. I think this movie is, like I said, I think this movie is great if you watch it in scenes. Like, the escape scene, the ending fight with Starro, the opening sequence is just a fun... opening sequence, which I think was the point of it.
That's what trailers are.
Yeah.
They're just scenes.
No, trailers... that's like
they want to paint an image of the film.
Okay. Yeah, they're trying to mislead you. But like watching full sections before like they cut to the other thing for no reason. Like the whole bit, like taking down the rebels and that whole scene, how that's choreographed and the story in that moment works really well. But if you just take all of those scenes and put them in the order that they were put in, it doesn't hit as hard as if you have those scenes by themselves and you can think on what the rest of this movie would have been. But then again, I think this movie would have been great if it was rearranged. But then again, that's just my preference of how I like to watch a movie.
Yeah.
So
cool. And with that...
do you have any final thoughts, Mark?
My final thoughts are... yeah, I would say I enjoyed this movie too. It was a cool movie. It's not like I wanted to turn it off. You know, it held my attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did have some gripes with some of the story points and, you know, characters and yeah. Execution. But overall, I mean, they did a decent job.
Yeah.
It's not like I really have
much expertise in this area, but, you know, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Kevon?
Yeah. It was weird. It was actually kind of weird. Like, I like how you said seeing it in scenes is a better watch as opposed to putting those scenes together and like it's not as cohesive. I would agree with that. But I did like the scenes enough to where I say I liked the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. My biggest takeaways were Harley Quinn and like her
moments.
Her moments were cool.
Yeah. Her moments were cool. I don't understand why they were in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Character development with Bloodsport. I like that character development. The tender moments he had with the
Ratcatcher.
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 Yeah, they're interesting names to remember.
Yeah.
Because they never really say the hero names because they're just saying their actual names.
Yeah. Yeah. So those were my biggest takeaways. Yeah. Cinematography was really good. Coloring was really good.
Mm-hmm. What am I trying to?
I didn't care for the dick jokes. It's like, okay, sure.
It's like I said before when we were walking out of the theater. You can do good dick jokes.
Yeah.
But the most of them seem just forced and out of place.
No one likes forced dick jokes.
Pause.
Nice, Kevin. Nice.
And with that,
hold on. I wanted to bring up one more thing that I'm trying to.
And with that.
And with that dick joke, let's penetrate to the end of this episode.
Not forced, please.
No, we've talked about this before. There's consent.
Organically only.
Where is this? What am I looking for? Where can I find it?
Organic transitions from one scene to the other, please. Nothing forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Bro.
No, not the first movie. I want the second. That sounded like a cat.
Hairball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was only made for $175 million.
That's so much.
No, it's not.
Compared to not much compared to other films that we've seen, probably, right? Or
yeah, but like,
for what
they
you've
really
seen?
need all that money to make this film.
Yeah. Do you know how much goes to the actors?
That's crazy. How much?
And then I think there was an additional like $100 million for marketing.
Mm.
But I barely saw any marketing for this movie, so I don't know where that marketing went. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Here's a comparison. A movie of a similar like
caliber,
like size of no, Captain America: The Winter Soldier was $170 million.
Mm-hmm.
A movie of a similar size, similar amount of probably character or like actor payment and stuff like same caliber of like scope of a movie, I think.
Yeah.
But that movie made $714 million.
And this one?
And the Suicide Squad made $12 million on its first day and $27 million tracking opening.
What?
That was opening weekend though.
That's so bad.
What is that? I think it's at only $71 million now.
That's so bad.
Yeah, it's not doing great.
They lost so much money on that.
Yeah. Batman vs Superman was $250 million.
How much
Man
did
of
the box?
Steel was $225. Snyder Cut was an additional $70 million on top of. Let me look it up. An additional. Okay, so total Snyder Cut was probably around $370 million.
Wow.
That's how much Justice League 2017 budget was 300, and he needed an additional $70 million to finish his version.
Holy cow.
But that would probably, the $300 million would probably include reshoots and rechanges and more stuff like that. So it's probably less than that. And none of those include marketing budget.
Right.
None of them.
Wow.
So
much money.
Wow.
So with that, we're gonna pull out of this episode
We're definitely pulling out.
And we're just gonna leave all of our polka dots all over the floor.
Yes, sir.
And say thank you to Kevin.
Thank you
for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me on, guys. This is a pleasure.
George, if you're listening, I'm so sorry you could not make it to the movie and be here with us to record the episode. Next time. I know Mark wants to see Free Guy.
Oh, yes.
As do I. So maybe we'll see Free Guy for next week.
Plan that.
If you're feeling well.
I'll probably be better by then.
Yeah, you will.
Cool. And then we could have another foursome.
Heck yeah, dude. All right. Well, that has been episode 14 for you guys on the What Were We Talking About podcast with your boys, Hunter Lopp, Kevin Kearns, and Mark Krajan. Thank you so much for listening. And
watching. Do you always forget watching, man? Listening
watching.
And watching.
I watch it.
Yes.
This guy
watch on the YouTube.
Watch
on the YouTube.
Watch on the
Listen
YouTube.
on the Spotify.
Listen on the Spotify. Watch
Let
on
us
my
know what
YouTube.
you think.
Listen on
leave
Mark's
a review.
Spotify.
Leave a comment.
Follow this guy.
Give it a like.
He's shredded and got gains if you want him, and he can help you get gains. And
yes, he's a
be
personal
like Mark
trainer.
And be cringe and leave a like.
He's a personal trainer. His tag is on the screen.
Yeah,
you'll see it there.
It's on. It's right above you probably. No, up higher, a little higher. Just no, not that high. Don't point. Just point like right. It'll be like right there, right there.
Kevin doesn't know how to do it.
It's okay.
Nah.
He's new to all this.
Yeah.
It's okay. Mark's still coughing. Well,
thanks for listening.
As always, we will see you next week.
Yes.
And ciao.
Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye.
So somber.
I was so hoping he would
somber.
say. I was so hoping he would say goodbye, Kevin.
Oh. Goodbye, Kevin.
No, now the joke's lost.
Now it's lost.
Now it's just lost. Like my interest for the movie.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.